else alive. So Welcome to the Meigs County Baseball Game of the Week, live on Total Media Sports YouTube.
All right, good afternoon, everybody. Welcome to the VA Memorial Stadium, home of the Chillicothe Paints. Rick Ash along with Brian Allen will be bringing you the Eastern Eagles versus the Huntington Huntsmen. And then following that game, we'll have the Southern game on a different link. And it's going to be a good afternoon of high school baseball here for our Meigs County teams. So, Brian, we've already had two previous games here on Total Media. T. Fred and Hayden Milliken on the call on those two games. Southeastern defeated Sims Valley by a score of 13-7. In the game that we just watched here prior to this game, Waterford goes 8 runs, 9 hits, and no errors. They defeat Eastern Brown by a score of 8-0. They only gave up 2 hits, and he had a no-hitter for the first 5 innings, I believe. And Eastern Brown did commit 4 errors. Not sure any of those errors really contributed to the 8-0 loss, but a great game by the Waterford pitcher without a doubt.
And it'll be a quick turnaround for both of those teams as they'll play each other tomorrow night. And so it'll be interesting to see what the pitching matchups look like in that one, as you would assume that both teams put their best pitcher out today.
Yeah, those were two games that were rained out. Those were district semifinal games, the games we just mentioned. And then now these two games, Eastern versus Huntington, and then Southern versus South Webster, those are district final games. So Eastern wins, so they'll advance to Beaver Field next Wednesday. Southern wins, they would advance to Ohio University next Wednesday also, I believe. So lots of high school baseball coming up for you here this afternoon on Total Media Sports YouTube. And let's take a look at the starting lineup. And we'll go first with the Huntington team. Batting first and playing shortstop will be Seth Throckmorton. Batting second and playing center field, Junior McDonald. Batting third and playing left field, Matthew Jordan. Batting fourth and pitching, playing first base, Braden Elliott. He was the pitcher of record in the previous game. Landon Lowry will bat fifth and catch. Batting sixth and playing third base, Frankie Hirsch. Batting seventh and playing second base will be Alex Long. Batting eighth, the designated hitter for Gabe Beersley, the right fielder, will be Cole Barr. And on the mound this afternoon, will be number 42, Andrew Oyer. And there you go for the Huntington Huntsmen. Brian will now give you the starting lineup for our Eastern Eagles.
All right, let's take a look here. So I'm going to try to get a little extra light. All right, here we go. So leading off for the Eagles will be the pitcher, number 4, Ethan Edwards. Batting in the 2-hole at second base will be Aiden Wilhelm. Batting third will be third baseman Alex Collins. In the cleanup spot, the catcher, Caleb Abner. Batting fifth and playing first base, Rowan Gilmore. Batting sixth at shortstop, Brady Rockhold. In the 7th spot, the center fielder, Hunter Needs. Batting eighth will be the DH, Blaze Gilmore, who is hitting for the right fielder with Atha. And batting ninth and playing left field will be Lance Hansel. So this is a pretty typical Eastern lineup. We've seen this lineup throughout the year. And it's been very successful for the Eagles, although you would have to say, in their last game, Eastern probably felt like their hitting wasn't quite where they wanted it to be, not scoring until the 6th and 7th innings. And so I'm sure they're wanting to get those bats going tonight.
And, of course, scored on the, we'll call it a walk-off wild pitch from the Adena pitcher, and that was the end of that ball game real quickly. Ethan, I was watching the end of that on our YouTube production, and Ethan Edwards got a great jump off of third base, timed it perfectly. That backstop was not real deep, but the ball did deflect off towards the left, and Ethan comes in sliding head first for the game-winning run, and Eastern has advanced today to this matchup against Huntington. Huntington, with a great pitcher in Elliott today, they'll have their 2-man on the mound, and that's Andrew Oyer, and a pretty good pitcher too also. I think he did pitch 1 inning against their opponent there the other evening. And umpires and coaches meeting at home plate. They have finished their discussion at home plate. The lineups have been turned in, and we're just about ready to go. We will take a look at the Eastern's defense around the infield. Third base, Alex Collins. At shortstop, Brady Rockhold. Aiden Wilhelm at second base. Rowan Gilmore at first base. Around the outfield, in left field, Lance Hensler. Hunter Needs in center field. And Lane Atha in right field. Behind the plate, Caleb Abner. And on the mound, and from what I looked at in the stats, at least the stats I had, Ethan Edwards, who's 4-0 on the season. So Ethan, who scored that winning run the other night, will take the mound. And they basically Rockhold and Edwards just trading positions. Everything else is the same as we have normally seen all year long for the Eastern Eagles. One slight change, and it was made in the previous game also, is that batting in the 8th spot will be Blaze Gilmore. He'll be the designated hitter for Lane Atha, who will play right field. So that's the only change for the Eastern Eagles. Eastern comes in at 20-7, Brian. They are the number 1 seed. And Huntington comes in at 16-8. And did get 24 games in. Eastern got 27 games in a rain-filled spring, without a doubt. It's good to see a little bit of blue sky out of here, even though it is overcast, and I don't see too many shadows out there. I guess there's a little bit sun peeking through at times, but it's going to be a great afternoon and evening of baseball. And my cousin BJ just texted me. Yep, I'll do yes.
The wind was blowing a little bit in the first 2 games. Had a little breeze, but it's died down now. Barely any wind at all, and so I don't think we're going to get any kind of change in the flight of the ball based off of that at this point in time, Rick. We saw, a turf infield. The ball's going to skip through really quickly, but on the dirt, it's going to take a nice hop. So it's one of those double-edged swords. You're going to get a good true hop out of it. But if you're an infielder, you're going to have to get to the ball quick because it's going to skip through very quickly.
All right, the leadoff man, the shortstop, Seth Throckmorton, will lead it off against the Eastern Eagles. And Ethan Edwards on the mound. So here we go. It's time for high school baseball district finals here at the VA Memorial Stadium. Home of the Chillicothe Paints here in Chillicothe, Ohio. And the first pitch was a ball outside. Ethan's going to work very quickly. There's the next pitch, and it's a called strike. So 1 ball, 1 strike to Ethan Edwards. Brian, beautiful facility, brand new infield and outfield, all turf. Fly ball down the right field line, giving chases Rowan Gilmore in foul territory, and he's not going to be able to get there. But they've redone the whole thing. The fence is new, everything is new, and it looks great.
Yeah, they redid the outfield fence, have all the new advertisements on there, and it just seems like every year we come up here and the facility's got something new to it, and they just do such a wonderful job keeping it up in good shape.
And, of course, you can see here on our YouTube shots, camera shots, different color of turf, dark and light, which really makes it look pretty neat. 3 balls and 2 strikes now to Throckmorton. And this will be a tough one for the Eastern Eagles. And that one fouled off as they had their hands full with Adina, Brian, only winning that one 3-2, 2 runs in the bottom of the 6th. Then Adina matches 2 in the top of the 7th, and then the walk-off score by Ethan Edwards on the wild pitch. So 3-2 pitch on its way. And that's going to be that looked good. That was a curveball, and if that missed, it was not by much. You could see Caleb Abner kind of turn around and kind of ask where that one was. And that's going to go as a walk based on balls issued to Throckmorton. And, Brian, what do you think about it? That looked like a really good pitch.
It was close. I mean, it was one of those 50-50 type pitches.
Those are the ones the umpires usually like to ring you up on. And that was further outside than
similar location.
That was a lot further outside. You could hear the Huntington fans below us. voice their dismay. Nonetheless, no balls, 1 strike to Junior McDonald. From the stretch. And then time is called by McDonald. Throckmorton at first base. Edwards took his time as he was checking him at first, and McDonald asked for time and got it, stepped out. Now we're ready to go again. From the stretch, here's the pitch, squares the bunt, and that one's high a ball. 1 ball, 1 strike. Nobody out here in the top of the first inning. Leadoff walk by Throckmorton, and the Huntsmans have a base runner at first base against the number 1 seed, the Eastern Eagles of Reedsville, or Eastern Megs, however you want to say it. We just had Eastern Brown play right before us. Eastern Pike, Beaver Eastern.
Yeah.
And now your third Eastern Eagle team, Eastern Megs or Reedsville Eastern. We'll just call it Eastern. And that one fouled right back at us. Count even, 2 balls and 2 strikes, 1 out. Throckmorton at first base, leadoff walk. And Junior McDonald battling with Ethan Edwards right here on a 2-2 count. On deck is Matthew Jordan, the left fielder. And that one's going to miss just a little high. And you can see Abner hold it right there, but he had his glove just slightly above his head. And it was just a little high. 3 balls and 2 strikes. Edwards' pitch. That one fouled out of play. I was watching a softball game the other night, and it was, I think a girl fouled off 18 consecutive pitches, I believe. I think it was a Florida batter, I believe. So the 3-2 pitch on its way. Runner goes. Little looper in the right center field. That may fall, and it does. Throckmorton going to go to third base. The throw to third. You don't want to do that, and you let the base runner, McDonald, advance to second base. So that's the thing that we've seen all year long, Brian. Letting the batter runner advance to second base on throws that should not happen.
Yeah, you want to hit the cutoff man there. That's always the thing. And let him make the decision. But the play at third base, not particularly close.
Now,
but then, as you mentioned, the runner advances. Now 2 runners in scoring position.
You always want to keep the runner off of second base, the batter runner off of second base. You don't want him to advance. So Huntsman's got second, third now with nobody out. Called strike on Jordan. They're in the meat of the order. Matthew Jordan, Braden Elliott, and Landon Lowry on their way to the plate. Curveball fouled off down the third base line.
Edwards going heavy with the curveball here in the first inning, Rick. 2 consecutive to start this at bat.
Well, if he got that strikeout, but I thought it was, but it wasn't. There's a nice curveball. Took a little bit off of it, and a strikeout of Matthew Jordan in the 3 spot. So, Brian, that's a huge strikeout right there.
Yeah, you know, they've got the runners on second, third, still nothing across. So the strikeout, of course, the big equalizer here. Nobody advances. Could use another one.
Now, I believe this young man's headed to the University of Rio Grande. It's Braden Elliott, who was the pitcher in the district semifinal. The ball's in 1 strike. And ground ball to third. That's going to score a run. They need to get the out at first, and they do. And then throw back to third. They throw it away. Oh, my goodness.
Wow.
So there's a gift there.
That's a strange play, Rick. I don't even think the third baseman was expecting the ball. And he looked up, and the ball was skipping towards him.
So,
yeah, with 2 outs.
Throckmorton was going to score. You get the out at first base and then hold on to the baseball. So they throw it away. So that's 2 throws that should not have occurred, and both to third base. It's a nice fastball on the outside part of the plate by Edwards. Cold strike. As we said, Throckmorton was going to score from third. There was no doubt about that. He got an excellent jump, Ryan. Timed it perfectly. They got the out at first and then throw it away as McDonald was advancing to third. So that's a tough part about playing, in this case, high school baseball. You got to make good decisions. So 2-0 Huntington here in the top of the first inning. Ground ball cut off by Collins nicely, and he's going to throw it wide. So an East 5 on the throw, and Huntington with another base runner at first base in the form of Landon Lowry. Third baseman Frankie Hirsch in the 6th spot will come to the plate. 2 out. Definitely don't want to give up any more runs in this inning. Of course, the leadoff walk, Brian, what could have been a cold strike 3. And they've scored 2. Edwards' fastball, Brian, seems to be pretty sharp.
Yeah, he's doing a good job locating. Like I say, the curveball, he's had a few at-bats where he's gone very heavy with it. It's been over the plate as well.
Swing and a miss. So Hurst behind in the count, no balls and 2 strikes, 2 out. 2 runs in the inning on a walk, a base hit, and a couple throwing errors. And they did give error at first and error at third. Swing and a miss, and Hurst, they got him. So 2 strikeouts in the inning for Ethan Edwards. 2 runs on a walk and a base hit. And after a half inning of play, Huntington 2, Eastern coming to bat. You're listening to high school baseball and watching here on YouTube Sports, Total Media Production.
This Meigs County Baseball Game of the Week is made possible by the generosity of the Fraternal Order of the Eagles, RE 2171. We thank them for their incredible support of local youth sports.
Did you know Jackson is home to a locally owned and operated full-service print shop? Zip Printing covers all your print, signage, and design needs. From business cards, booklets, and posters to yard signs, banners, screen-printed t-shirts, oversized signage, and more. We can help you or your business advertise and look good doing it. Zip Printing also offers logo design. Allow us to assist you in building or elevating your brand today. Zip Printing is located in the Stockmeister Plaza at 708 East Main Street in Jackson, Ohio. So stop in or give us a call at 740-286-3023.
You've been watching the Meigs County Baseball Game of the Week live on.
All right, welcome back to the VA Memorial Stadium. Home of the Chillicothe Paints here in Chillicothe, Ohio. District final action. So 2 runs on 1 hit. There were 2 errors in that first inning. It contributed to one of the runs, and the other one pretty much earned on the walk and then the base hit, Brian. They got him to third base, and he scored on the ground out. So we'll give him that one, but that's all they should have had, but got that other one. So it's 2-0. First 3 batters will be Ethan Edwards, Aiden Wilhelm, and Alex Collins, and they'll face Andrew Oyer. And Oyer is a right-handed pitcher. We're going to get a look at his warm-up pitch here. It's going to be a curveball. And hit that location nicely on the outside corner. Southern and Nightcap, we'll have that. That'll be another Total Media Sports production, another link for that game. But you can find it and sit back and relax and watch Meigs County Baseball here, district finals. Eastern here in the first game, Southern in the second game. Southern game is supposed to start at 7 o'clock, and it very well may, but Eastern game was about 20 minutes behind getting started. So they were actually about 40 minutes in between. Yeah, in between getting that game started from when the other one ended. Sims Valley Southeastern defeated Sims Valley 13-7 in the first game. Waterford 8-0 over Eastern Brown in the second game. Those were district semifinal games that got rained out, were moved here. The 2 games that weren't played here today will be played tomorrow, as well as the winner of those 2 games. Called strike. Ethan Edwards at the plate. No balls and 1 strike. Eagles trail 2-0. Oyer's pitch It's going to miss outside the ball. The Eastern's got to get their bats going. They didn't have it against Adena, but we know what they can do, Brian, what they're capable of. Here's the pitch from Oyer, and that's going to miss a low ball. So 2 balls and 1 strike. The leadoff hitter, Ethan Edwards. Throckmorton led off with a walk for the Huntsman and scored. Let's see if Ethan Edwards can maybe draw one also. But we'll take it any way he can get on. Here's the 2-1 pitch. Ground ball to third. Frankie Hirsch up with it. Fires a strike over to Braden Elliott. And that is a 5-3 putout of Ethan Edwards.
I'll tell you, today we've seen some nice third base play in the last game for Waterford as well. And these third basemen just move well, make nice strong throws across the diamond.
Well, what they know is they're getting great hops. They don't have to worry about hitting a rock, taking one off the chin. They can keep that eye right there on the ball. And as you said, Brian, we've seen in the last game we watched, we saw some good third base play. That one, a ball to Aiden Wilhelm, the Eastern Eagles second baseman. Alex Collins on deck. 2-0. Huntsman with the lead. Oyer's pitch. That's going to be a called strike. One ball, 1 strike. Here on a beautiful, partly sunny afternoon here in Chillicothe. Curveball, swing and a miss. And, well, that's a little strange.
I think he thought it was strike 3.
Well, see, in softball, he just threw to an unoccupied base. That would have been a ball on the batter. Yep.
Interesting.
Yep. So 1 ball and 2 strikes. And here's the pitch, and a little looper down the right field line. That's going to be out of play into the stands. Alex Collins on deck, 2-0. Huntington. We're at the VA Memorial Stadium, home of the Chillicothe Paints. Newly done infield and outfield, all turf. If it rains, we'll play, but we're hoping there's no rain. I don't think there's any in sight. And that one over his head as he ducks under. 2 balls and 2 strikes now to Aiden Wilhelm. Nobody on. Ethan Edwards retired 5-3, the first batter. Second batter of the bottom of the first inning. Here's the pitch, and there's a shot into center field, and it's going to fall for a base hit in front of Junior McDonald. And the Eagles have a base runner. Right? I thought maybe McDonald had a chance for that one.
Yeah. Yeah, it looked like he got a nice break on it and decided to pull up and let it drop in. But, that's one of those things. If you make that diving attempt and you don't get it,
yes,
they're getting 2 or 3 bases out of it.
Yeah, you may score on it.
Especially with 2 outs, you don't want to give them a guy in scoring position.
All right, Alex Collins at the plate. The ball's 1 strike, 1 out here in the bottom of the first inning. Edwards a 5-3 put out, and Aiden Wilhelm with a base hit to center. Alex Collins at the plate. Eastern in their basically all white uniforms today. And he calls time, and Oyer was in his motion, had to hold up. 2 balls, or no balls, and 1 strike, 1 out. And we can see some shadows out there, so we do have some sunshine. And that's taken. Great eye there by Collins as he takes that one outside. Didn't miss by much, but a call to ball, so 1 ball, 1 strike. Yep, 1 ball, 1 strike to Collins. Wilhelm with 1 out at first base. Huntington leads at 2-0. Now the umpire calls time. And let's see if we can.
I go say he swung. Okay. So there was an appeal to the first base umpire, and he said he swung.
And it came from a request from
right.
the dugout of Huntington, and he asked for help. He got it, and they called a strike. No balls and 2 strikes. And line drive, and Wilhelm's going to be doubled off. Right back to Oyer, and a double play. So that'll do it for the Eastern Eagles. No runs, 1 hit, no errors, and nobody left on. After 1 complete inning of play, it's Huntington 2, Eastern 0. You're listening, watching to Total Media Sports YouTube.
From checking to home loans, Home National Bank is here for your financial journey. Local service, trusted solutions. Bank where you feel at home. Visit homenatbank.com today.
Crank it up with the Pure Rock Radio Network, your home for classic rock that really rocks. Tune in to Pure Rock 105, Pure Rock 99.5, and now Pure Rock 98.7 for the greatest hits, local sports action, and Porter's Place featuring me, Porterhouse, comedian Jay Stein, the funny guy, and the HR chick, Tanya Hatton. From Bobcats football and basketball to unbeatable giveaways, we've got your back. Pure Rock Radio Network, where local voices meet legendary rock. Pure Rock 105, Pure Rock 99.5, and Pure Rock 98.7. Turn it up.
You've been watching the Meigs County Baseball Game of the Week live on Total Media Sports YouTube.
And welcome back to the top of the 2nd inning. For the Huntsmen, it'll be 7, 8, and 9. Alex Long. Cole Barr, the DH, batting for the right fielder, Gabe Beardsley. And in the 9th spot, number 42, the pitcher, Andrew Oyer. So Alex Long steps in. Huntsman with 2 runs on a hit, 2 errors, 1 left on in the 1st inning. And a couple Eastern throwing errors did lead to an additional run. So 2-0. Edwards on the mound and falls behind in the count, 2 balls and no strikes. On deck is Cole Barr. That one misses inside a ball.
Yeah, these last couple pitches, Rick, not competitive, just very, very much inside. Really not a chance.
There's a curveball that catches the inside part of the plate.
That one just broke over the plate.
And
nice
you don't
pitch.
want to ever do what Alex Long did. He started towards first base, and the umpire rung him up. Another curveball for a called strike. So identical pitches on the inside part of the plate. Long was ahead in the count. 3-0, now it's 3-2. Edwards fires, and there is a ground ball to short. Brady Rockhold fires it over. Gilmore, did he keep his foot on? Yes, he did. So great play there. 6-3. And Gilmore, Brian, really stretched it out and kept his foot on the base.
Yeah, he kept his foot on the base with the ball in the glove. Foot came off the base after he had already touched, and so the out is recorded.
Yep, no argument from the first base coach for Huntington. All was well. 1 out. There's a bunt. I think it hit him in the box. So they'll go as a strike. Now, coach is coming out and says it hit him in fair territory, which it might have. So they're going to get together. Did he still have a foot in the box? It was out in front of the plate. That's fair territory. Now they're going to bring in the third base umpire, and that's a good job by Coach Stewart going out and questioning that, because he ran right into a ball that was bunted out in front of the plate. But was he still in the box? That's the question. That's what they're asking right now. And if it's not definitive, they're going to call it a foul ball. So he went from the first base umpire into the third base umpire, and Coach Stewart's not going to get this call. So the home plate umpire did come over and is explaining it to him. Still speaking with him. It was out in front of the plate, but if it hits you in the box, so the question is, was he still in the box or not? You could have 2 feet in the box and still touch the ball out in front of the plate, which is in fair territory. And actually, part of the box is in fair territory, but the rule is if you're in the batter's box and hit you, and that's going to go as a strike. So it's not going to be able to get the out, but a great try there by Coach Jordan. You hand it to the umpires. They did get together and discuss it.
Yeah.
Squares the bunt, fouls that one off, 0-2. 2-0 Huntington here in the top of the second inning. Cole Barr still at the plate. Andrew Oyer on deck. The pitch. Called strike 3 on one that I think Barr thought was a little high, but nonetheless, the third strike of the ball game for Ethan Edwards. That'll bring up Andrew Oyer. He's the pitcher for the Huntsman and batting in the 9th spot.
Still 2-0 here. Now with 2 outs, not much going on here in the second.
And that pitch looked just like the other one. And he calls that one a ball. 1 ball, no strikes. Edwards working quickly. Ground ball picked up by Collins in front of Rockhold, and he fires it over in a 5-3 putout. Nice play by Alex Collins. Rowan Gilmore pulls in the first, and the Huntsman's no runs, no hits, no errors, nobody left on. And after 1 1/2 innings of play, it's Huntington 2, Eastern 0, and they'll be coming to bat in the bottom of the second inning. You're listening, watching to Total Media Sports YouTube.
Robin Fowler State Farm wishes all players, coaches, families, and fans a great season. With offices in Middleport and Gallipolis, our team is here to help you protect the things that mean the most to you. We believe in supporting our community and helping life go right. Visit us at agentrobinfowler.com, text us at 740-446-4191, or better yet, stop by. Like a good neighbor, Robin Fowler State Farm is there.
This Meigs County Baseball Game of the Week is made possible by the generosity of the Fraternal Order of the Eagles, RE 2171. We thank them for their incredible support of local youth sports. You've been watching the Meigs County Baseball Game of the Week live on Total Media Sports YouTube.
All right, welcome back to the VA Memorial Stadium here in Chillicothe, home of the Chillicothe Paints. And coming up for the Eastern Eagles will be Caleb Abner, Rowan Gilmore, and Brady Rockhold. So 4, 5, and 6 as we go into the bottom of the second inning. And Eastern's got to get some things going. As we said before, against Adina, didn't hit the ball extremely well, and got to get their bats going, Brian.
Yeah, most definitely didn't score until the 6th inning in that one, and down 2-0. You'd ideally like to get at least one of those runs back here in the early innings. But Idler on the mound may have some different plans. Very solid pitcher. 2 good pitchers in this one, Rick.
Yeah, Elliott, who pitched in district semis, going to University of Rio Grande. And then looks like a pretty good number 2 man here in the form of Andrew Oyer. So it'll be the catcher, number 10, Caleb Abner, Rowan Gilmore on deck. So Oyer's going to step up on the mound, and the umpire puts it in play, and we're ready to go here in the bottom of the second inning. Abner at the plate. Here's the pitch, swing and a miss. Oyer and Edwards seem to have similar speed fastballs, Brian, do you think?
Yeah, both of them pop in the mitt pretty well. Both of them also have shown the ability to get the curveball over the plate as that one missed. But
yeah, very, very similar in their pitching styles. The speed is similar. They like to throw the breaking pitch. 1 ball, 1 strike. This looks like it's set up outside as the catcher, but it goes inside. Lowry moved to the outside towards the left-handed batter's box, and Oyer put it inside. 2 balls and 1 strike. Infield normal depth. Third base, Hirsch even with the bag at third. And that's going to be a cold strike. knee high on the inside part of the plate. Count even now at 2 balls and 2 strikes to the leadoff man here in the bottom of the second, the 4-hole hitter, Caleb Abner. Here's the pitch, and I believe he went around on it, and he struck him out.
Yeah.
So the first strikeout of the ball game for Oyer. Fooled him, Brian, didn't it?
He's working the inside corner very hard. And one thing I've noticed with this home plate umpire early, he's not giving the pitchers the outside corner, but he is giving them the inside corner.
I totally agree.
So it's almost one of those things where you have to make that adjustment and say, okay, I'm going to try to lock him up inside if I'm not going to get the outside corner.
Here's a young man that's had a hot bat, Rowan Gilmore. In every game we've seen him, he's hit the ball well. Takes that one for a called strike on the outside corner. No balls, 1 strike. Rowan, the right-handed batter, wiggles the bat. Here's the pitch from Oyer. That one in the turf. A ball. Can't say dirt because there's no dirt out there.
All right. It takes some funny bounces off the turf, too. You notice you get a little bit more of it sort of dies on the ground in the dirt, but on the turf it's going to bounce up.
Yep. That was a good stop there by Landon Lowry. 1 ball, 1 strike. And now time is called by Gilmore. He'll step out and check with Coach Stewart at third. Back in, wiggles the bat, ready to go. 1 ball, 1 strike. Oyer gets his signal from Lowry. Here's the pitch. That's going to be outside, and that's going to get away from Lowry and tracked down by Brady Rockhold.
You can tell that they're trying to be careful with Gilmore. I wouldn't say they're pitching around him, but trying to kind of hit corners and that sort of thing, and more of throwing the ball rather than pitching the ball.
Line shot in the center field. McDonald's not going to be able to get there, and Rowan Gilmore continues to have that hot bat.
Hit that one right off the end of the bat, Rick, because he had to kind of reach out. Still able to get it pretty good to dead center field, I want to say. And I noticed they were playing very deep on Gilmore on that one. If they were playing at normal depth, that might have been a catch.
If I looked at it right, he's got the only home run of the season for the Eagles, if I was seeing the stat sheet correctly. Rockhold takes a called strike on a curveball. So this would be a great run to get in if we could here. And like you said, get it within 2-1 here in this inning and go from there. Gilmore at first base, which what I would call a normal lead. Inches off a little bit closer to second. And that's going to be a called strike on a curveball.
Yeah, 2 curveballs here in this at bat. Both of them just breaking right over that outside corner. Good pitches.
Yep, no balls, 2 strikes. Oyer's pitch. And a shot down the left field line, and it's going to be foul.
Close.
Hit hard.
Very close, maybe 3 inches out wide of the third base line.
Yeah, just foul. But I like the fact that he was able to turn on that and pulled the ball hard down the third base line. So we'll try it again. No balls and 2 strikes. 1 out. And Rowan Gilmore at first base. Caleb Abner was struck out, and then Gilmore follows with the base hit to center. Rockhold is behind the count, 0-2. Oyer checks out Gilmore, fires, and swing and a foul tip into the catcher's mitt. Safe at first base. Nice throw down by Lowry. So the second strikeout of the inning and the game for Andrew Oyer, and that'll bring up the center fielder in the 7th spot, Hunter Needs. Left-handed batter facing the righty Andrew Oyer.
Well, a lot of swings and misses, both ways, as these 2 pitchers both doing a good job of mixing up pitches and speeds.
Here's the pitch to Needs. Called strike. Lowry was setting up on the outside part of the plate that time, and Oyer hit the mitt and got the strike call. No balls, one strike. 2 out. Rowan Gilmore at first base. Catcher tried to frame that up and bring it back in, but the umpire said ball outside. 1 ball, 1 strike. Southern versus South Webster. In our next game, that'll be a different link. You'll have to go to Total Media Sports, type in Southern versus South Webster. And no balls and 2 strikes to Hunter Needs. Blaze Gilmore on deck. Getting another start. 1 ball, 2 strikes, 2 out. Here's the pitch. And base hit into right field. Gilmore's going to get to second base. They almost got Needs at first.
My.
Oh, my. What a play
That
there
was
by
close.
Beardsley. If he fires a strike to Elliott and Brian, that was close.
Yeah, he only beat that out by maybe about a half a step. So that was just a lazy single to right, and Needs, maybe could have gone a little bit harder on that, but either way, a base hit. So now runners on first and second with 2 outs.
And here's Blaze Gilmore. I know he had at least 1 hit in that last game against Adena. And there's another base hit. Let's see if he can score his brother. I'm not sure he can.
Nope, they're not even going to try.
And not going to try. So that'll load the bases. And Blaze Gilmore, so the Gilmore brothers with base hits to load the bases. And then Lance Hensler in the 4 spot, or the 9 spot, I should say. And can they get 1 more hit? That was going to be tough to score. Rowan from second on that shallow base hit into the outfield. But we just about had brother knocking brother in. It was close. They held him at third. And I think that was the right decision, Brian.
Yeah, I think so too. He was just reaching third base as the right fielder was picking up the ball. And so you're saying, can he get from third base to home plate before you can throw from right field to home plate? It would have been close.
And that's going to be a ground ball base hit to shortstop. And he got there. What a play by Throckmorton.
Right there and touched second base with the ball in the glove. Very close. Almost snuck through.
So that will do it for the Eagles. No runs on, 3 hits in the inning.
Yeah.
And 2 left on?
3.
3 left on. And so after 2 complete, Huntington leads Eastern by a score of 2-0. We'll be right back after these messages. You're listening, watching to Total Media Sports YouTube.
This Meigs County Baseball Game of the Week is made possible by the generosity of the Fraternal Order of the Eagles, RE 2171. We thank them for their incredible support of local youth sports.
Did you know Jackson is home to a locally owned and operated full-service print shop? Zip Printing covers all your print, signage, and design needs. From business cards, booklets, and posters to yard signs, banners, screen-printed t-shirts, oversized signage, and more. We can help you or your business advertise and look good doing it. Zip Printing also offers logo design. Allow us to assist you in building or elevating your brand today. Zip Printing is located in the Stockmeister Plaza at 708 East Main Street in Jackson, Ohio. So stop in or give us a call at 740-286-3023.
You've been watching the Meigs County Baseball Game of the Week live on Total Media Sports YouTube.
From checking to home loans, Home National Bank is here for your financial journey. Local service, trusted solutions. Bank where you feel at home. Visit homenatbank.com today.
Crank it up with the Pure Rock Radio Network, your home for classic rock that really rocks. Tune in to Pure Rock 105, Pure Rock 99.5, and now Pure Rock 98.7 for the greatest hits, local sports action, and Porter's Place featuring me, Porterhouse, comedian Jay Stein, the funny guy, and the HR chick, Tanya Hatton. From Bobcats football and basketball to unbeatable giveaways, we've got your back. Pure Rock Radio Network, where local voices meet legendary rock. Pure Rock 105, Pure Rock 99.5, and Pure Rock 98.7. Turn it up.
You've been watching the Meigs County Baseball Game of the Week live on Total Media Sports YouTube.
And we are back. And we'll be at the top of the order. Ethan Edwards, Aiden Wilhelm, and Alex Collins. That last inning, Brian, 3 hits in the inning, did not score a run. And it's tough to leave 3 on, but they did.
Yep. Yeah, all that occurs with 2 outs, Rick, and you just have to have everything go right. It's a difficult thing. But now you got another half inning here. You can, Eastern's going to have to get a run or 2 across the plate here to hang in this one.
And Throckmorton made that great play. I thought for a second there it was going to get through past second base for the base hit, but Throckmorton picks it up, falls to the ground, tags the bag, and that was the end of the inning. So Ethan Edwards now, no balls and 1 strike. Andrew Oyer has given up 4 hits, 1 in the first and 3 in that last inning. Edwards going to pop it up, and second baseman Alex Long is going to make the catch. So pop out 4 for Ethan Edwards. That'll bring up Aiden Wilhelm. Aiden, after Edwards grounded 5-3 in the first inning, he had a base hit. And then Alex Collins hit into a double play. That was that line drive back to Oyer.
Yeah.
And then picked Wilhelm off first base. So Wilhelm steps in. Curveball swinging a miss. And that was the dandy.
Yeah, he's really been able to spot that curveball well, and it just breaks right over the plate. Looks like it's big as a beach ball. You swing right through it.
Yeah, he's got a nice breaking pitch, and the location on it's normally good. And let's see, they're going to call him, say if they check to see if he went or not. He did not. Umpire's been doing a good job of asking for help, checking. Got into that discussion there, 3 of them on the question by Coach Stewart on whether that bunt that the batter ran into was an out or a foul ball. So they've done a nice job. That's all you can ask out of them. Get together and get the right call. 1 ball, 2 strikes, 1 out here in the bottom of 3. Eagles trail 3-0. That one foul out of play over top of our press box here. One ball, 2 strikes, 1 out. Aiden Wilhelm, the second batter here in the bottom of 3rd inning. And he's going to call time. And the home plate umpire will award it to him, and then he'll step back in. 1 ball and 2 strikes. Oh, your wheels and deals. And that one popped up in the infield. And Oyer calls for it. And he probably should have taken it. Lowry, the catcher, ends up trying to catch it, and he doesn't get it. I think Oyer would have had a much better chance at that. So that's going to fall harmlessly to the ground. 1 ball and 2 strikes. Southern versus South Webster, and that's about 7 o'clock. This game was about 20 minutes late getting started, so somewhere between 7 and 7:30. Should have the Southern Tornadoes. There's a fly ball into deep infield, we'll call it.
Yeah.
Thought it was going to the outfield at first, but hauled in there by the catch or the second baseman.
I was fooled too. The center fielder came charging in, and it looked like he was going to have a play on it, and then the second baseman kind of settled in.
And it just died. It actually never got out of the infield, did it?
Right, yeah.
So Alex Collins, if you remember at the last at bat, hit a screamer back to Oyer, and he stabs it and doubles off Wilhelm at first base. So hit the ball very, very hard. Curveball once again. I tell you, Brian, if Oyer can keep that curveball in the strike zone, which he has a lot here thus far, he's going to be tough to hit. No balls, one strike. Lowry hangs the signal. Here's the pitch. Fouled off by Collins.
One thing I've noticed in the first couple of innings, I made the comment that they're getting the inside corner on the strikes, but not the outside corner. Now they're getting the outside corner as well. So the umpire has kind of widened his strike zone as the first handful of innings have progressed. But it does seem like both pitchers are getting the same calls inning to inning. It just makes it a little tougher for the pitchers. You don't quite know what you're going to get on some of them.
All right, Collins steps back in, no balls and two strikes. As he asks for time, gets it. Gathers himself. He's ready to go now. No balls, two strikes, two out. Eagles trail by 3. There's a pitch. That's in the turf. So count evens at 2 balls and 2 strikes. Oh, you're asked for a new baseball. Gets it. And home plate umpire walking most of the way out, and he's on his way back. Alex Collins at the plate. We're here at the beautiful VA Memorial Stadium. Everything's been redone. Even the outfield fence is brand new. And here's the pitch. Gapper down, yes, but McDonald's going to cut it off. And a base hit by Alex Collins.
Nice, well-hit ball there. And, just not quite enough of a line drive to get him 2 on that one. Just hung up a little too long. Nice play by the center fielder, getting up and cutting that one off.
Moving to his right was Junior McDonald. And, Brian, that is the 5th hit of the ball game. 1 in the first, 3 in the third, or 3 in the second. Now 1 here in the third, but no runs across yet.
Well, unfortunately, all of them singles. And you just haven't been able to piece enough of them together.
Knocking it down is Lowry. So Collins will have to hold it at first base. 3-0. Southern versus South Webster in the nightcap. That'll be a 7 o'clock start. A different link than we're on right now, but easy to find. And swing and a miss. Is that right, Julian? That'll be on a different link, right? Okay. Julian Villarauer, our video operator today, does a great job. And Corbin Wilbur, our mobile camera operator. And that one to turf, so advancing to second base on the wild pitch is Alex Collins.
Well, that gives you an opportunity now, runner in scoring position. Now, we saw in the last inning for the Eagles, they got a base hit with a runner on second, but could not send him.
You are right. Yeah, Rowan Gilmore was on second when Blaze Gilmore hit a base hit into right field, but the right field was playing shallow, picked it up easily, very quickly, and Rowan unable to score. And there's a loose ball, but right out in front of the plate, Lowry will pick it up.
3-1 count now. This is a hitter's count here.
Boy, one run would really help. It's 3-0 right now, but you got to get something on the board right here, and at least make it 3-1. and gives you a little momentum. Abner.
Curveball.
Yep, takes that for a
Broke
called
over.
strike.
And I think Abner thought that might have been just a little high.
Umpire does have a higher strike zone than other umpires, but he's been perfectly consistent with it. He's calling it there at the rib cage. And that one, a curveball, fouled out of play. And I always tried to make that my strike zone, bottom of the rib cage to maybe a couple inches above the knee. It's just I think a good strike zone if you can stay consistent with it. But whatever your strike zone you do have, you got to be consistent, and he has been very much so. And that one, well, the Huntington people didn't agree with that one.
Looked like a ball to me.
Yeah, looked like it was a little inside and maybe a little high.
Yeah, I thought it was both. I think maybe it could be a call you make if it's one or the other, but not if it's both. So now runners on first and second with 2 outs. Now that walk doesn't really hurt you so much if you're Huntington.
It
with
sets up a
first base
force.
open. Yeah.
But what it does do, it brings up Rowan Gilmore.
Yeah.
And that's why we see
definitely
the meeting on the mound right now.
Not the person Huntington would want batting in this situation. If you're Eastern, you're feeling pretty good here. As the wind's starting to pick up a little bit out there on the field, Rick, and looks like it's blowing left to right.
Well, Rowan has.
This could be a 3-3 game with one swing at this point.
Rowan definitely has the power, without a doubt, but does have that one home run on the season, but more of a base hit type swinger. But one thing Rowan does, he doesn't strike out a lot, makes a lot of contact, and I don't know how many games we've had him here in the latter part of the season, maybe 4 or so. It's our second tournament game, and he's hit the ball very, very well.
You really can't work around him either. You don't want to load the bases.
And that misses inside a ball. So they respect the bat of Rowan Gilmore as they go out and talk about it. There are 2 out, but a base hit should score Alex Collins from second base as the outfield has backed up on Gilmore to make that throw a lot longer. Here's the pitch, ground ball to short. Throckmorton on the second hop, fires it to first, and they got him. So out of the inning again they get it, 6-3. No runs, 1 hit, 2 left on. And after 3 complete, 3-0 Huntington. You're listening, watching to Total Media Sports YouTube.
Robin Fowler State Farm wishes all players, coaches, families, and fans a great season. With offices in Middleport and Gallipolis, our team is here to help you protect the things that mean the most to you. We believe in supporting our community and helping life go right. Visit us at agentrobinfowler.com, text us at 740-446-4191, or better yet, stop by. Like a good neighbor, Robin Fowler State Farm is there.
Crank it up with the Pure Rock Radio Network, your home for classic rock that really rocks. Tune in to Pure Rock 105, Pure Rock 99.5, and now Pure Rock 98.7 for the greatest hits, local sports action, and Porter's Place featuring me, Porterhouse, comedian Jay Stein, the funny guy, and the HR chick, Tanya Hatton. From Bobcats football and basketball to unbeatable giveaways, we've got your back. Pure Rock Radio Network, where local voices meet legendary rock. Pure Rock 105, Pure Rock 99.5, and Pure Rock 98.7. Turn it up.
You've been watching the Meigs County Baseball Game of the Week live on Total Media Sports YouTube.
All righty, we are back here at the VA Memorial Stadium here in Chillicothe, home of the Paints, as we go into the top of the 4th inning. Now, Lowry was at the plate when they pick off Junior McDonald, attempting to steal third, and it came from Ethan Edwards over to Alex Collins for that out. And so Lowry will step back in.
Yeah, Lowry probably wasn't too happy about that. He had a chance at a 2-out RBI with the runner at second base, and so you take the bat out of his hands.
Looks like this. If you think he's fast enough to steal third, then he's fast enough
to
score on a base hit.
I agree. I agree entirely. It was a strange play.
And there's a fly ball. Back goes Needs, still going back, and finally makes the catch as Lowry put a charge in that one.
We've seen that a few times now, Rick, where the ball just seems to carry a little bit. We saw that in the last game as well, out in right field. The ball kind of swirling around a little bit. But Needs was able to get back there and make the play.
I was thinking there used to be signs out there, but it's pretty deep. It might be as much as 400 feet to straightaway center. I know they used to be marked, but they got the new fence up, so
yeah, I don't see
maybe don't have their numbers up yet. And ground ball right back to Edwards and to Gilmore, so 1-3. So
nice.
2 quick outs here in the top of the fourth.
Nice play by Edwards. He had to come off the mound, falling away from first base. Made a good, strong throw across.
I'll bring up the 7-hole hitter, Alex Long, the second baseman. And he grounded out to Rockhold to Gilmore in his first at bat, 6-3. That was back in the second inning. So his second look at Ethan Edwards. Edwards paints the outside corner for a strike.
2 quick outs in the inning here, Rick. And if Eastern can get out of this one quickly and then find a way to get a run or two across.
That one at turf, knocked down by Abner. And now Abner's going to go out and speak with Ethan Edwards, and they may have been a mix-up on the sign. All right, Alex Long. And I saw a little fella walking around here when we were out there that had, it looked like he was maybe about 2 years old and had Long on his back, so maybe he's baby's brother. But he was definitely enjoying the being at the ballpark. Alex Long at the plate, Cole Barr on deck. 1 ball, 2 strikes, 2 out. Here in the top of the fourth. Edwards delivery, a curveball, and struck him out for the 4th strikeout of the ball game for Ethan Edwards. That'll do it for the Huntsman. No runs, no hits, nobody left on. And after 3.5 innings of play, Huntington 3 and our Eastern Eagles 0. You're listening, watching to YouTube Total Media Sports.
This Meigs County Baseball Game of the Week is made possible by the generosity of the Fraternal Order of the Eagles, RE 2171. We thank them for their incredible support of local youth sports.
From checking to home loans, Home National Bank is here for your financial journey. Local service, trusted solutions. Bank where you feel at home. Visit homenatbank.com today.
Did you know Jackson is home to a locally owned and operated full-service print shop? Zip Printing covers all your print, signage, and design needs. From business cards, booklets, and posters to yard signs, banners, screen-printed t-shirts, oversized signage, and more. We can help you or your business advertise and look good doing it. Zip Printing also offers logo design. Allow us to assist you in building or elevating your brand today. Zip Printing is located in the Stockmeister Plaza at 708 East Main Street in Jackson, Ohio. So stop in or give us a call at 740-286-3023.
You've been watching the Meigs County Baseball Game of the Week, live on Total Media Sports YouTube.
Welcome back to the bottom of the 4th inning for the Eastern Eagles. It will be Brady Rockhold, Hunter Needs, Blaze Gilmore, 6, 7, and 8 spot, and hopefully more with Lance Hensler in the 9 spot. So the Eagles looking for a run. They do have 5 hits in this ball game, but big error in the first inning led to an extra run. But it is 3-0. Brady Rockhold, a strikeout victim, back in the second inning. And he'll step in. Hunter Needs on deck. And wind up in the pitch, and that's going to miss high a ball. So bottom of the 4th inning. Eastern trailing 3-0. We'll have Southern and South Webster in our next game on another link. Fly ball down the left field line, and it is a foul ball. Throckmorton, though, with a great effort, and just about captured that ball in foul territory.
He was about able to get a glove on that one, Rick. So you had 3 players all converging.
Yep.
But it hits the turf.
Yep, great effort there by Throckmorton and Jordan and Frankie Hurst. They were all there. It looked like Throckmorton did get a glove on it, but just couldn't hold on to it. But, man, he traveled a long ways to even get a glove on that one. So Rockhold will step back in. 1 ball, 1 strike. And Eastern looking for base runners. They've left stranded 5, and they left the bases loaded back in the 2nd inning. A called strike. 1 ball and 2 strikes now to Brady Rockhold. Brady, a right-handed batter. He'll face Andrew Oyer, and Oyer is a righty. It's his signal from Lowry. And the pitch. And a fly ball in the deep left center field. McDonald's going to settle under it, though, and make the catch.
Boy, he's quick out there in center field, Rick. He just makes up so much ground. And sometimes you think that those balls have a chance to drop in. Eastern, of course, with the same situation. Just very, very quick in center field.
I tell you, this is a massive outfield as far as depth. And like we said in the last inning, no markings out there, but it could very well be 390, 400 to straightaway center. The center fielder, McDonald, is nowhere near that fence. At the plate is lefty Hunter Needs. Blaze Gilmore on deck. (3-0) Huntington. And the pitch. Winner of this ball game will advance to Beaver Field 6-4 next Wednesday, and I believe we said that was a 6 o'clock start for this winner here. Yes. Pitch is high, a ball and outside. 3 balls and no strikes, so 1 out. But Blaze Gilmore on deck, and he's been hitting the ball.
Yeah.
The last couple games. He's had a hit in this ball game thus far, so let's see if we can get a base runner on and maybe get things started here in the bottom of the order. Needs Gilmore and Hensler. Here's the pitch, and I believe he walked him, and he did.
4 pitches. Really, none of the 4 pitches were particularly close. So Needs.
Second walk of the ball game for Oyer. He had a walk in the last inning in the 3rd. And now walks, 1-out walk issued to Hunter Needs. That'll bring up Blaze Gilmore. And see if Blaze can continue his hot bat.
With 1 out, you're probably not going to send the runner, Rick.
And the ground ball, short hop nicely by Hurst. Did he get there in time or not? And he's safe.
That's a strange play. You almost think, why wouldn't you just go to first base on that play?
Well,
Rick,
you should, because you always want to get the out.
Yeah.
He took a chance and didn't get it.
Well, now an opportunity for the Eagles, 2 base runners.
So fielder's choice, and definitely wasn't a hit, but no error on the play. Just a mental error, maybe you want to call it. So that'll bring up Lance Hensler in the 9 spot. Lays down the bump, but he pops it up, and now it hits the ground with a lot of spin on it, and that's going to be an infield hit for Lance Hensler. And, Brian, you could see the spin on the ball, and it did exactly what we thought it might do, and it spun back towards the catcher, and he could not make the play. An infield hit. Bunt signal, Lance Hensler.
Hensler made a smart decision there. He didn't show bunt right away. He waited until the pitch was about thrown and just put it down perfectly right between the pitcher and the catcher. A well-executed bunt, and now the base is loaded with 1 out. We saw a couple innings ago the bases loaded with 2 outs.
Now, Coach Carroll out to once again talk to Oyer, and probably a discussion with his infield too, what they want to do, how they're going to align themselves with the bases loaded here. So this is the second time in this ball game. Back in the third, they left the bases loaded, did not score, but that was with 2 out. Now, Brian, a walk, a fielder's choice, a mental error, we'll call it, and then an infield base hit by Hensler on the bunt. The bases are loaded with 1 out, and we're back to Ethan Edwards, and he's going to foul that one off. Ethan's 0 for 2. So, Brian, you got to feel he's due.
Bases loaded, 1 out, and top of the order. Definitely the best opportunity for Eastern at this point in the game to get some runs across.
All right. Bases are full, and that's going to be taken low ball. So 1 ball, 1 strike to Ethan Edwards. Boy, some consecutive hits here. And let's get this thing tied up at the least. Bases full of Eagles. Here's the 1-1 delivery, and it's going to miss inside a ball. So 2 balls and 1 strike. You got to feel, oh, you're thinking to himself, I got to throw a strike here.
Yeah.
You don't want to fall behind in the count 3-1. So myself, I'm looking for a fastball. And that's what it was, but it missed way outside. So now 3 balls and 1 strike. And you know he's going to come back with a fastball once again. So at the plate, Ethan Edwards. There's a big pitch right here coming up, and Edwards calls time. And he's granted the timeout by the home plate umpire. So Ethan will step back in, 3 balls, 1 strike, 1 out, and the bases loaded. And the tying run at first base in the form of Lance Hensler. Here's the pitch, and he walked him. So the Eagles score a run on a walk issued to Ethan Edwards. That'll move everybody up. So now we have Ethan Edwards at first, Lance Hensler at second, Blaze Gilmore at third, and at the plate, Aiden Wilhelm 1 for 2. And Brian, this is the big chance right here to tie this thing up or get a lead possibly.
Runner in scoring position now, the tying run.
Corners are on the grass, so they're going to come home. Anything to third or first is coming home. Anything at short or second may go for the DP.
Just the pitches here are not close. Eastern really with no incentive to swing.
It may not be doing. And there's a little looper in the right field. That's going to go down the line, and that is a fair ball, and that's going to score 1 run. Here comes the second run to tie the ball game, and sliding head first and scoring is Lance Hensler. Throw to third, not in time. And a big clutch hit there off the bat of Aiden Wilhelm, and it'll go as a double. And it scores Gilmore and scores Hensler. And at third base now is Ethan Edwards on the 2 RBI double down the right field line by Aiden Wilhelm. And Brian, that quickly, we've got a tie ball game.
And still 2 runners in scoring position,
yes.
Just 1 out.
Alex Collins, and if you remember Alex, he hit the ball very hard the first time, right back to the pitcher in that double play. And the second time up, had a base hit.
Yeah, he's hit the ball well 2 times now.
So right where we want to be, Alex Collins at the plate. Here's the pitch. Swing and a miss on a fastball. Still just 1 out. And base runners at second and third. 2-run RBI by Aiden Wilhelm after Ethan Edwards. I guess you'd call it. Would you call it an RBI walk? I guess not, but
yes.
Is it scored that way?
Yes.
And that one in the turf. So Rockhold led it off with a fly out to center, then a walk. A fielder's choice on that mental error.
Right.
And Lance Hensler at the base hit, a walk to Edwards.
That's the one outlying play.
Yep.
If you make that play at first base,
it may not score.
It makes a big difference in the play out of this inning.
Definitely one less run. But off the bat of Gilmore, they tried to get a second base to get the base runner and couldn't do it. And therefore, they tried to get Hunter Needs after he had walked and Gilmore grounded to third. Couldn't get him, so that put him at first and second. And hits, walks, and another hit. And there's a base hit up the middle. That base, it's going to definitely score one, and it should score two. Play at the plate, safe. Yeah, boy. So scoring is Wilhelm, the second run, and a two-run single by Alex Collins, and 5 runs in the inning, and now it's 5-3, Eastern Eagles.
We're going to get a pitching change, Rick, coming in from right field.
So that would be Beardsley.
He's going to take over on the mound.
And Oyer, let's see if he's going to come out of the ball game. They do have a DH down in the spot where Beardsley was. So that's right there, Beardsley coming in. Cole Barr was the DH in that spot. So it may be Cole Barr going to right field. Oyer's came out of the ball game. And going to the mound. And Beardsley coming out of right field. So it'll be Gabe Beardsley. And Brian, see if you can get that right fielder for me. It is Oyer going to right field.
Yeah,
so they're just going to trade positions.
Yeah.
And so we'll get 42 Oyer out in right field. And let's recap what's happened thus far, Brian. We had a Brady Rockhold led it off with a fly out to McDonald in center field. Hunter Needs walked. Then the ground ball to third. He decided to try to get the out at second, couldn't get it. And that allowed Hunter Needs to be safe there. Probably should have had a runner at second and Gilmore out at first base for the second out.
Yeah.
And then mentally, it may be different for the Huntsman. Who knows? And Lance Hensler, that was a sacrifice bunt attempt.
Right.
But it had a lot of spin on it. So it looked like Oyer was going to pick it up, but it spun right back away from him to Lowry, and they couldn't get him, so that was an infield hit. Then Ethan Edwards, an RBI walk, and then Aiden Wilhelm down the right field line, a double to score 2. Then Alex Collins, a shot up the middle to score 2 more, and it goes from 3-0 to 5-3 Eagles.
Yeah, quick offense as they were able to string together. Now up to 8 hits in the game, Rick. And definitely taking advantage of all their opportunities in this inning. One thing we said earlier in the game, not taking advantage of opportunities.
Yeah, they left the bases loaded in the second, but not this time.
New pitcher.
So Andrew Oyer goes to right field. Gabe Beardsley on the mound, and he'll face Caleb Abner, number 10, and that is a strike. This is the 8th batter of the inning for the Eagles. They now lead at 5-3, and that one high ball. So Elliott's their top pitcher, Oyer number 2, but they're down to Beardsley now. And Gabe's got a pretty live arm himself. 2 balls and 1 strike. We're in the bottom of the 4th inning. 1 out. Alex Collins at first base after he drove home Edwards and Wilhelm. 3 balls and 1 strike now as that one misses. Caleb Abner, the 8th batter of the inning. And Coach Stewart wouldn't mind getting another 1 or 2 runs here in this inning. That one popped up, going down the right field line. Coming in is Oyer, and attempting to make the catch was Braden Elliott, the first baseman.
Right.
And it probably should have been Oyer all the way. You can see where that ball hit. But what a nice effort there by Elliott. He went a long ways down that right field line, Brian.
Well, now a second opportunity here.
3 balls and 2 strikes, so Beardsley has got to find the strike zone. And he does, but fouled off by Caleb Abner. Abner a strikeout in the second, did walk in the third, was left stranded to first in the inning that they left 2. And that's going to get by on the wild pitch, but it's not going to matter. Yeah, it's a walk anyway, so it doesn't matter. So Collins to second base, a walk issued. Caleb Abner, here's the 9th batter of the inning for the Eagles, and that will be Rowan Gilmore. And he's got a base hit and then a 6-3 ground out to Throckmorton. This would be a chance for Rowan to drive in a run, as the outfield plays Rowan a little bit deeper than they do everybody else. Even though the right fielder is not real deep, anything up the right in the right center field, Brian's going to get to the fence. Beardsley's pitch, and the shot down the left field line. That's going to score 1, and it's now 6-3, and that's going to be a double by Gilmore, and he continues to swing a very, very hot bat.
6 runs now in the inning for the Eagles. Still just 1 out. The first batter of the inning actually recorded that out, Rick. And Eastern has scored 6 consecutive runs.
And it was Brady Rockhold who's at the plate right now.
And now with a runner on second and third. And the Eagles' offense is just rolling right along.
Well, Rowan Gilmore just shot that a lightning bolt down the left field line. And here's the pitch, and there's a base hit in the left center, and that's going to score Abner. And Gilmore to third, and an RBI single by Brady Rockhold. And it continues here in the 4th. So the bats are hot now. That is the 7th hit of the ball game for the Eagles after they trailed 3-0. Have scored 7 runs here in the inning.
The 7th hit of the inning, I think you want to say. Is that correct? It's the 10th hit of the game.
Yes.
But I think it's the 7th hit of the inning.
Let's see. They had 5 coming in to the inning.
This might score a run. Let's see if they send Gilmore.
Fly ball to center. And here comes Gilmore, and play at the plate, safe.
And on the throwaway, they're going to get the runner to second base.
So Rockhold's going to advance to second. Gilmore's going to score. Eight runs in the inning now. Let's see, in this inning, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 hits in the inning. Yeah, that's what I got. 5. They had 5, and they got 5 more. It makes 10. And at the plate is Blaze Gilmore, and he's got a hit in this ball game to right field.
Now you got a runner on second base with 2 outs. You know Blaze Gilmore or excuse me, the runner on second will be moving on contact.
That's Brady Rockhold with good speed. So what an inning for the Eagles. They have 8 runs and 5 hits. And there's been a couple, like 3 walks in the inning. Called strike, 1 ball, 2 strikes to Blaze Gilmore. 12th batter of the inning. Boy, the Huntsmen were cruising, and all of a sudden, swing and a miss struck him out. So for the Eagles, they get 8 runs on 5 hits, and they strand 1. No errors, and after 4 complete now, 8-3 Eastern Eagles. You're listening, watching to Total Media Sports YouTube.
Crank it up with the Pure Rock Radio Network, your home for classic rock that really rocks. Tune in to Pure Rock 105, Pure Rock 99.5, and now Pure Rock 98.7 for the greatest hits, local sports action, and Porter's Place featuring me, Porterhouse, comedian Jay Stein, the funny guy, and the HR chick, Tanya Hatton. From Bobcats football and basketball to unbeatable giveaways, we've got your back. Pure Rock Radio Network, where local voices meet legendary rock. Pure Rock 105, Pure Rock 99.5, and Pure Rock 98.7. Turn it up.
Robin Fowler State Farm wishes all players, coaches, families, and fans a great season. With offices in Middleport and Gallipolis, our team is here to help you protect the things that mean the most to you. We believe in supporting our community and helping life go right. Visit us at agentrobinfowler.com, text us at 740-446-4191, or better yet, stop by. Like a good neighbor, Robin Fowler State Farm is there.
You've been watching the Meigs County Baseball Game of the Week live on Total Media Sports YouTube.
And welcome back. We do want to thank our sponsors, Home National Bank, Robin Fowler, your local State Farm agent, and also the Fraternal Order of Eagles. Erie, 2171, we thank you so much for your support of Meigs County Baseball, the Eastern Eagles, Southern Tornadoes, and the Meigs Marauders here on Total Media Sports YouTube. So coming up for the Huntsman will be the 8-hole hitter. It'll be 8, 9, and 1. Cole Barr, Andrew Oyer, and Seth Throckmorton at the top of the order. So Cole Barr will step in. And Brian, how do you go from having all the momentum in the ball game and all of a sudden it's gone and you're down 5?
Well, this is a big half inning here. If Eastern can really shut the door, they'll have a chance to come right back up and bat again with all that offensive momentum.
Yeah.
3 quick outs here gives Eastern a big leg up, and 2 quick strikes, Rick.
Well, you're 8 and 9, and you definitely want to go out there and throw strikes. These 8 and 9 hole hitters, and he got him, struck him out.
And Ethan Edwards, who had to have been feeling a little bit snake bit to start the game, now operating with a 5-run lead, and looked very confident on those 3 pitches.
And he looked a lot different, I think. I think body language showed confidence, didn't it?
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah, and he went out there and threw 3 strikes pretty quickly. Oyer at the plate, the right fielder. And that's going to miss the low ball. You can definitely read body language on, especially, probably any player, but especially the high school players. You can pretty well tell if they're frustrated or if they're full of confidence.
Well, especially a pitcher, because he's standing right there.
Right there in front of everybody.
You can't miss him.
1 ball, 1 strike. And that one popped up to the right side. And coming in and making the catch is Lane Atha. So a quick 1-2. And back to the top of the order with Seth Throckmorton. A walk, scored a run, and then Brian had that gapper for that triple and scored a run in the 3rd inning to make it 3-0, actually.
Yeah.
So this kid right here, he's a great shortstop and swings a mean bat. Ground ball to the right side. Wilhelm over 4-3 put out, and that'll do it for the Huntsmen. No run, no hits, no errors, nobody left on, nothing going on. And after 4.5 innings of play, Eastern Eagles, they got it, 8-3 lead. And you're listening, watching to Total Media Sports YouTube.
This Meigs County Baseball Game of the Week is made possible by the generosity of the Fraternal Order of the Eagles, RE 2171. We thank them for their incredible support of local youth sports.
From checking to home loans, Home National Bank is here for your financial journey. Local service, trusted solutions. Bank where you feel at home. Visit homenatbank.com today.
Did you know Jackson is home to a locally owned and operated full-service print shop? Zip Printing covers all your print, signage, and design needs. From business cards, booklets, and posters to yard signs, banners, screen-printed t-shirts, oversized signage, and more. We can help you or your business advertise and look good doing it. Zip Printing also offers logo design. Allow us to assist you in building or elevating your brand today. Zip Printing is located in the Stockmeister Plaza at 708 East Main Street in Jackson, Ohio. So stop in or give us a call at 740-286-3023.
You've been watching the Meigs County Baseball Game of the Week live on Total Media Sports YouTube.
And we are back at the VA Memorial Stadium as we go into the bottom of the 5th inning. And that Eagles big 4th inning where they got those 8 runs on 5 hits. And they lead it now by a score of 8-5. For the Eagles, it'll be Lance Hensler in the 9th spot, then back to Ethan Edwards and Aiden Wilhelm. And because they plated, they sent, I think, 12 batters to the plate in that last inning. So we're right back to Hensler. Hensler had that bunt single that really got things going.
The mistake throw to second base, and then the bunt by Hensler that loaded the bases.
Yep. That changed everything, didn't it?
Yeah, those were the two, I think, pivotal plays that really set everything up for the Eagles. All that occurred without a run having been scored yet, and then it was just hit after hit after hit to keep it going.
And you remember, this was all with one out. The walk, the ground ball to third, the bad decision by Hirsch, and then the bunt out in front of the plate that had the spin on it, infield hit, then the walk to Ethan Edwards, then the double, a single, a walk, and another double. And 8 runs were plated in that last inning on 10 hits, on 5 hits, 10 total now for the Eagles. No balls and 2 strikes to Hensler. And that one in the turf knocked down nicely by Landon Lowry. Coming up at 7 o'clock here on Total Media Sports YouTube, it will be the Southern Tornadoes versus South Webster. And that is scheduled for 7 o'clock, and very well could happen. There's a strikeout of Hensler. So back to the top of the order with Ethan Edwards and Aiden Wilhelm, and hopefully Alex Collins. So it'll be the pitcher Ethan Edwards at the plate here in the bottom of 5. Shot, and Throckmorton can't get it. And let's see how they score that. We'll score it however they score it. Looked like it should have been caught.
Yeah, he definitely got a glove on.
And they give him a hit, didn't they? 11 hits now out there, yep.
It was a hard hit shot. It was not a routine play.
Yeah, so base hit for Edwards. And that's the 11th hit of the ball game now for the Eagles. Continue, Brian. You hit the ball hard now.
Yeah.
And Aiden Wilhelm. And Aiden Wilhelm has a single and a double, a 2 RBI double, and a scored a run. So this is where things got really hot in the last inning right here with Aiden Wilhelm and Collins and Abner and Gilmore and Rockhold. It's inside the ball. And Eastern right now showing why they are the number 1 seed. 11 hits in the ball game. They've scored 8 runs. Both teams have committed a couple errors. And ground ball to Throckmorton. Let's see if he gets to the outlet first. And he does. Boy, he is a fine shortstop, is he not? He is smooth.
Yeah, he gets the ball out of his gloves so quickly, Rick. And, there's the same play that we saw in the last inning. This time he elects to go to first base with it, gets the out. And so now with 2 outs, a runner at second base.
Boy, he's as smooth as I've seen all year. He is something else. Seth Throckmorton. If you remember, he made the big play with the bases loaded. And there's a little looper in the right field. You're coming in. Makes a nice running catch. Nice catch there by Andrew. So that'll do it for the Eagles. No runs on 1 hit, 1 left on. And after 5 complete, Eastern 8, Huntington 3. You're listening, watching Total Media Sports YouTube.
Did you know Jackson is home to a locally owned and operated full-service print shop? Zip Printing covers all your print, signage, and design needs. From business cards, booklets, and posters to yard signs, banners, screen-printed t-shirts, oversized signage, and more. We can help you or your business advertise and look good doing it. Zip Printing also offers logo design. Allow us to assist you in building or elevating your brand today. Zip Printing is located in the Stockmeister Plaza at 708 East Main Street in Jackson, Ohio. So stop in or give us a call at 740-286-3023.
Robin Fowler State Farm wishes all players, coaches, families, and fans a great season. With offices in Middleport and Gallipolis, our team is here to help you protect the things that mean the most to you. We believe in supporting our community and helping life go right. Visit us at agentrobinfowler.com, text us at 740-446-4191, or better yet, stop by. Like a good neighbor, Robin Fowler State Farm is there.
You've been watching the Meigs County Baseball Game of the Week, live on Total Media Sports YouTube.
Welcome back to the top of the 6th inning. And for the Huntsman, it'll be Junior McDonald, Matthew Jordan, Braden Elliott, the first 3 batter for Huntington. And Huntington jumped out after 3 innings of play. They had a 3-0 lead. But in that big 4th inning, here come the Eastern Eagles, and they score 8 runs on 5 hits. They now have 11 hits total in the ball game. And the first pitch to McDonald was not recorded. There it is, 1 ball. And a swing and a foul off, 1 ball, 1 strike. At the plate, Junior McDonald. Matthew Jordan on deck, swing and a miss, 1 ball and 2 strikes now. Edwards the pitch, curveball, ground ball, base hit right back up the middle. And that is actually Junior McDonald. I just looked, Brian. He's 3 for 3, 3 consecutive base hits.
Yeah, he's had a nice game with the bat for sure. Now, if you're Huntington,
he's had 3 of the 4 hits then, right?
If you're Huntington, it's the 6th inning. You know you're going to have to put some runs across the board in this one to have a chance in the 7th inning. Trailing by 5.
Yeah, this is a crucial inning, and you're very correct, Brian. They need something on the board. Of course, the Eagles want to shut them out and make them go in at least 5 runs down, which would make it really tough. It's going to put them towards the bottom of the lineup. And that one gets by, and the speedy Junior McDonald rolls into second base. Two balls and no strikes to Matthew Jordan. 0 for 2, a strikeout, and the ground ball back to Edwards. Here's the pitch, swing and a miss. 2 balls and a strike to Matthew Jordan. And he's in that 3 spot, so you know he can hit the ball. And he takes that one inside the ball. So 3 balls and 1 strike now to Matthew Jordan. Braden Elliott on deck. Edwards turns and runs McDonald back into second base. What we thought was going to be a warm afternoon, we done good, Brian. We both brought our jackets. He walked him. So the Huntington crowd getting behind their team has Braden Elliott up. He's the 4-hole hitter, and he's 0 for 2. So he is definitely due also. Down 5. So, Brian, you'd think realistically they would be wanting maybe to get across to 3 runs in this inning. If it's still going to make it tough, being down 2 or 3 runs going into the last inning. But their key here is if they can score, they'll get near the bottom and then maybe have the top back up again in the next inning if they can score a few runs right here.
Yeah.
And they would have.
Yeah, that's your scenario. There's no way that you're going into the 7th inning down 5 and winning this game, I don't think.
Not the way Ethan is pitching, no.
Yeah, it would take some kind of miraculous finish, but if you can chip away a couple of runs, you give yourself at least a chance. But runners on first and second with nobody out.
And you got your cleanup hitter up, Braden Elliott, who's your number 1 pitcher going to the University of Rio Grande. And you know he can hit, and there goes a runner, both runners stealing first or second and third. And the pitch was a strike. No balls and 1 strike. So Coach Carroll runs him. And there's a fly ball in the deep left center field. Hunter Needs will make the catch. They'll give up 1 run.
And they make the smart play
Yep.
there, throw to third, keep the runner at second base. So, yeah, Huntington gets 1 run. But if you're Eastern, you're okay with that. You needed 6 outs. Now you need 5 outs. So you'll trade a run for an out
sure
in that
would.
situation.
Definitely. But they manufactured that run with that double steal, Brian.
Right.
And they took off while Edwards was still on the mound. Had not released the ball yet. Taking his time. And I knew that was coming. So Landon Lowry at the plate calls time. So this is your 5-hole hitter. And that one fouled back. Even if they would happen to get the runner in at second, they'd still be down 3 going into the last inning if that's as far as they get. There's a fly ball, deep center field. Needs going back, still going back. Can't make the catch. Uh-oh. Things are going to get interesting now. This is going to be a triple for Lowry, and a run is in. And now things have changed just a little.
Yeah, now with 1 out, if you're Huntington, you're saying we have to find a way to get that run in from third base. That's going to be a key to how this inning finishes up.
Well, the thing they're thinking also, this is the 6-hole hitter. They've got to get through most of this bottom of this order to have a chance to get the top back up.
Yeah, for the next inning, for the 7th, yeah.
So, barring a double play, at the worst it would be for them would be 8, 9, and 1. And they're looking for more, but this is Frankie Hirsch, the catcher, 0 for 2. So, here we go. That's outside the ball. So, big, long triple there by Landon Lowry. Plates a run. And curveball called strike.
This has been a game of big innings, Rick. We had 2 in the first inning, and then, of course, 5 by the Eagles, and now 2 in this inning.
And there's a ground ball. Nope, they're going to be saying it's off his foot.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, they scored 2 in the first, 1 in the third, now 2 here in the 6th. But they have a good opportunity here to score another run. Now we have a pinch runner, McKnight, into the ball game. Andrew McKnight running at third base now. So would you think maybe they're going to put a bunt down, maybe a safety squeeze or something like that, trying to get this runner in?
I was about to say this is a big pitch coming up, a 1-2 pitch.
Yeah. Well, he's not going to bunt then with 2 strikes. Just was curious about the substitute runner at third base for Lowry.
Yeah, it's an interesting time to make.
Well, Lowry's a catcher, so that's actually a courtesy runner.
Yeah. But you're 3 pitches into the at-bat before you make that switch.
Yeah.
I just find that interesting.
Well, Coach Carroll knows something that we don't. All righty, here we go. Frankie Hirsch at the plate. And that'll score a run. Rockhold, 6-3 put out. But another run is scored. And now they're just down 2. It's now 8-6. 5th hit of the ball, or they have 6 runs on 5 hits, 2 errors. The Eagles, 8 runs, 11 hits, and 2 errors. And now they'll bring up the 7-hole hitter, Alex Long. And boy, would they be very happy to get him on, and then get Cole Barr to the plate and lead off and be 9-1-2 in the 7th.
Yeah.
And Eastern right now wants to get Long out of there, so it'll be 8-9-1. So we'll see how things pan out. 2 balls and no strikes. Now 3 balls, and certainly don't want to walk him.
Yeah, as you mentioned, this bottom of the order, you want to attack these guys. They have not been very productive.
And he walked him. Oh, my goodness.
Those 4 pitches were not close. None of them were borderline pitches.
Here's your 8-hole hitter, Cole Barr.
Yeah, if you're Huntington, even if none of these guys score runs,
okay, this is a
getting them out of the way.
Pinch hitter. I got to find number 20. Braden Smith. Braden Smith, number 20. Batting for Cole Barr. And first pitch is a ball. Brian, we got to be careful right here. Need this out right here. It's a pinch hitter. He's not seen Edwards. And that's a curveball in the turf, and the runner's going to advance to second base on the wild pitch.
Well, now a base hit. Likely scores a run.
Yep. And if it does, they would have the top of the order up in the 7th. And feints the throw back to second. Runs Alex Long back into the bag. So Braden Smith pinch hitting for Cole Barr.
Now a 3-0 count here, Rick, as Edwards just cannot find the strike zone.
Now this is a critical pitch right here, because that would bring the go-ahead run to the plate in Oyer. There's a called strike. 3 balls and 1 strike. And it was 8-3 coming in the inning. Now it's 8-5. Nice curveball called strike. 3 balls and 2 strikes now. And 2 out. And that one fouled off. So 2 out in the inning. Eagles need this one. Brian, they don't want Huntsman to go into the inning just down 1, but down 2 give you a little insurance. There's a ground ball to Alex Collins. He's just going to tag the runner. Good job there. So for the Huntsmen, they get 3 runs on 2 hits, and they leave a runner. And after 5.5 innings of play, it's the Eastern Eagles leading the Huntington Huntsmen by a score of 8-6. You're listening, watching to Total Media Sports YouTube.
Crank it up with the Pure Rock Radio Network, your home for classic rock that really rocks. Tune in to Pure Rock 105, Pure Rock 99.5, and now Pure Rock 98.7 for the greatest hits, local sports action, and Porter's Place featuring me, Porterhouse, comedian Jay Stein, the funny guy, and the HR chick, Tanya Hatton. From Bobcats football and basketball to unbeatable giveaways, we've got your back. Pure Rock Radio Network, where local voices meet legendary rock. Pure Rock 105, Pure Rock 99.5, and Pure Rock 98.7. Turn it up.
Robin Fowler State Farm wishes all players, coaches, families, and fans a great season. With offices in Middleport and Gallipolis, our team is here to help you protect the things that mean the most to you. We believe in supporting our community and helping life go right. Visit us at agentrobinfowler.com, text us at 740-446-4191, or better yet, stop by. Like a good neighbor, Robin Fowler State Farm is there.
You've been watching the Meigs County Baseball Game of the Week, live on Total Media Sports YouTube.
All right, welcome back. For the Eastern Eagles to be 4, 5, and 6, Abner Gilmore, Rowan Gilmore, and Brady Rockhold. So if you're the Eagles, a run or two would help.
Yeah, definitely. You go into the top of the 7th up by 2. That's not comfortable. If you could scratch a run or 2 across and build it back up to maybe a 3 or 4 run lead, you'd feel a little bit better about it.
So an insurance run would be great. That reminds me of one of our sponsors, Robin Fowler, State Farm Agent, offices Middleport and Gallipolis. Home National Bank and the Fraternal Order of Eagles in Pomeroy Area 2171. Thank you so much for your support of Meigs County baseball and softball this spring. First pitch is a ball. Abner 2 walks and a strikeout and scored a run. Beardsley with a pitch. Nice breaking pitch for a swing and a miss. 1 ball, 1 strike. It was 8-3. Now it's 8-6. And for the Huntsmen, they led 3-0. And all of a sudden, it was 8-3. And after the 8-3 lead, all of a sudden, it was 8-6.
Yeah, big innings.
So 1 ball and 2 strikes to Caleb Abner, the four-hole hitter. Coach Chris Stewart's Eastern Eagles. He calls time, and it's granted. He'll step out and then steps right back in. Gabe Beardsley in relief of Andrew Oyer. Here's the 1-2 pitch. And there's a little looper, and it's going to find real estate. Base hit, Caleb Abner.
Yeah, it's a good start to the inning for the Eagles. Get the leadoff man on.
And that'll bring up Rowan Gilmore. And every time Rowan's come to the plate, there's been a meeting on the mound. And his last, he's had a base hit, grounded to Throckmorton, and then that RBI double in that big 4th inning. And Rowan continues to stay hot.
Rick, we got a pinch runner at first base. I believe it was number 7 for the Eagles.
That's Parker Durst. And he's the courtesy runner for Abner.
Okay.
So Parker, thank you, Brian. Parker Durst at first base. Coming up next around 7 o'clock will be Southern and South Webster. Be another link. You have to go to a new link for that one. Cold strike.
Nice pitches here. He was able to get the swing and miss, and then this time just curveball breaking right over the plate.
I think he had 2 strikes on him when he hit that double. Swing and a miss. Foul tip into the catcher's glove. Safe at second, but a strikeout of Gilmore and a stolen base for Caleb Abner. That was a foul tip right back into Lowry's glove. So it goes a strikeout to bring up the shortstop, Brady Rockhold. He was 0 for 2 into that last inning. A big RBI single, 1 for 3. And let's see if we can get one more. That'd be a big run out there, Brian.
Yeah.
Without a doubt. High ball. One ball, no strikes. To Brady Rockhold. And takes that one for a ball. And that one fouled out of play by Rockhold. Brady Rockhold with a runner at second base, and that's Caleb Abner, a base hit and a stolen base. And a big run out there if they can get it in. They lead by 2. And a swing and a miss on a nice pitch there by Beardsley.
Yeah, he's thrown that off-speed pitch well this inning.
And Beardsley for I don't want to say third string, but, you know, Elliott's definitely the one man. Oyer started. He's coming out of right field, and he's done a pretty decent job. Fly ball in the center field, and McDonald's going to make the catch.
Keeps the runner at second base, no advance.
Hunter Needs at the plate, a base hit, a walk, scored a run, a sacrifice fly to center field. And that one plated Rowan Gilmore. So the lefty steps in, Blaze Gilmore on deck. And Caleb Abner still at second base, waiting to come home. That one fouled out of play. 2 balls, 1 strike. Center fielder for the Eagles, Hunter Needs. 2 balls, 1 strike. And a pretty well hit ball to right field. Oyer's going back. He's not going to get there. That's going to plate Abner. It should be a double and maybe a triple. It is a triple. Off the bat of Hunter Needs, the lefty yanks one deep to right field over the head of Oyer, and an RBI triple. And what a big shot that was for Hunter Needs. And that'll bring up Blaze Gilmore, and that takes the score to 9-6, Brian.
Yeah, that's that big insurance run we were talking about. Now another one still at third base, another base hit. Gives you another run back.
13 base hits for the Eagles. Swing and a miss. Blaze Gilmore at the plate. A base hit in his first at bat, a fielder's choice. Scored a run, a strikeout in his last at bat in the 4th. Beardsley fires, and a swing and a miss. Boy, he's keeping it away from him, and that was on the outside part of the plate also. 2 great pitches there by Beardsley. Beardsley, his signal from Lowry. Here's the pitch. And that one on that outside part of the plate again, Brian.
Close, maybe a little high.
But called a ball. So 1 ball and 2 strikes. Good eye there by Blaze. That's a tough one to take. Definitely outside, though. And the pitch. And that is a little looper in the center field. McDonald coming in makes the catch. So for the Eagles, they get 1 run on 2 hits, and they strand 1. And after 6 complete, Eastern 9, Huntington 6. You're listening, watching to Total Media Sports YouTube.
From checking to home loans, Home National Bank is here for your financial journey. Local service, trusted solutions. Bank where you feel at home. Visit homenatbank.com today.
This Meigs County Baseball Game of the Week is made possible by the generosity of the Fraternal Order of the Eagles, RE 2171. We thank them for their incredible support of local youth sports.
Crank it up with the Pure Rock Radio Network, your home for classic rock that really rocks. Tune in to Pure Rock 105, Pure Rock 99.5, and now Pure Rock 98.7 for the greatest hits, local sports action, and Porter's Place featuring me, Porterhouse, comedian Jay Stein, the funny guy, and the HR chick, Tanya Hatton. From Bobcats football and basketball to unbeatable giveaways, we've got your back. Pure Rock Radio Network, where local voices meet legendary rock. Pure Rock 105, Pure Rock 99.5, and Pure Rock 98.7. Turn it up.
You've been watching the Meigs County Baseball Game of the Week live on Total Media Sports YouTube.
That last inning for the Eagles.
Well, we're going to find out.
Yes, we will.
It definitely, makes you a little more confident if you're Ethan Edwards out on the mound, saying I got a 3-run cushion instead of 2.
Gives you a little wiggle room, doesn't it?
Yeah.
Oyer, then back to the top of the order with Throckmorton and McDonald, and they got a great top of the order. So this would be a huge out right here. This is number 37, Sean Davis, the pinch hitter. And ground ball to Wilhelm, 4-3.
Nope.
And he couldn't get it, so an error, throwing error on Wilhelm.
He made a sliding play to glove the ball, and I just don't really think he got his feet under him to make the throw. And so if you're Huntington, you get that leadoff man on. That was one that Eastern, I'm sure, thinks, boy, that should have been a routine play.
So Oyer's going back in the ball game to run now. So here we go, Brian. We're top the order, and Throckmorton, a walk, scored a run, a triple, and a ground out to Wilhelm at second. Curveball misses inside the ball. So things starting out interesting. They get the Davis, the pinch hitter, gets on via the error called strike. 1 ball, 1 strike. And now they have the ability to bring possibly the tying run, which is on deck right now in the form of Junior McDonald. But this top of the order has hit the ball well. Speaking of McDonald, he's 3 for 3. And 1 for 2 here for Throckmorton.
2 strikes on the batter.
Seth Throckmorton into center field, and going over and making an easy catch is Hunter Needs. So there's a big out, and every out is huge. So here we go, the 2-hole hitter, Junior McDonald. Base hit in the first inning, scored a run. Base hit in the third inning, was thrown out at third, and then a base hit and scored a run in the 6th inning. So he's 3 for 3. And you got to figure, if you're a Huntsman fan, if he can get on, then you've got the tying run at the plate.
Right.
Here's the pitch, and that's going to be a called strike on the outside corner to Junior McDonald. Sean Davis pinch hit for Oyer, reached on a throwing error, and Oyer back in the ballgame at first base. That one popped up, and let's see if anyone has a play. Edwards coming over, and Abner giving chase, and that's going to fall into the out-of-play area in the Huntington dugout. So no balls and 2 strikes, 1 out here in the top of the 7th inning. The Eagles lead it by a score of 9-6, but Huntington threatening once again with Oyer at first base, 1 out, and the hot-hitting Junior McDonald 3 for 3 at the plate. Donald wiggles the bat. Here's the pitch, and he's going to foul that one off out of play. For the Huntington, 6 runs, 5 hits, 2 errors. Eastern, 9 runs, 13 hits, 3 errors. And the pitch is high ball. Got to be real careful here. 1 ball, 2 strikes. McDonald at the plate. Here's the pitch. Swing and a miss, and he got him on a beautiful curveball on the outside part of the plate. And, Brian, that looked like that actually curved out of the strike zone.
Yeah.
But perfect location.
One of his nicest pitches of the game, as that one just broke away from the bat. A great two-strike pitch.
And so with 2 out now, only 1 out to go. Matthew Jordan at the plate, and he's 0 for 2, a strikeout and a ground ball back to Edwards. Walked and scored a run in the 6th, but thus far hitless. Nice curveball, throw down to first. Nothing happening there as Oyer back in safely on his belly. Eagles would advance to Beaver Field in Lancaster next Wednesday. A 6 o'clock game is what we were told. Ball high. I'll thank our video operator, Julian Villar, and then also Corbin Wilbur on our camera, and that's going to be a 6-3 put out, and that'll do it. The Eagles win it here by, so it's nothing going on. So 6-5-3, 6 runs, 5 hits, 3 errors for Huntington, and 9 runs, 13 hits, and 2 errors for the Eastern Eagles. I want to welcome everybody to our post-game show brought to you by Robin Fowler, your local State Farm agent. Like a good neighbor, State Farm is there. You can check out her offices in Middleport and Gallipolis. So first take a look at the 5 hits for the Huntington Huntsmen, and they came one of them off the bat of Seth Throckmorton with that triple in the 3rd inning, and then, of course, Junior McDonald with 3 hits of his own, and then one more hit, that was Landon Lowry, and that was a triple in the 6th inning. So there's your hitters for the Huntsmen. Landon Lowry a triple, Junior McDonald 3 singles, and Seth Throckmorton a triple. For the Eastern Eagles, they had 13 hits, so we'll run through those for you. Ethan Edwards with a base hit. Aiden Wilhelm with a base hit and a double, and it was a 2-run double. And then Alex Collins, he had 2 singles. One of those was drove in 2 runs. Caleb Abner with 2 walks, scored 2 runs, a base hit and a stolen base. Rowan Gilmore with a base hit and an RBI double and scored a run. Brady Rockhold with a big base hit in that 4th inning when the Eagles put up 8, and that was an RBI single. Hunter Needs 2 for 2 officially, as he had a base hit, a triple, an RBI triple, and then walked and scored a run and had a sacrifice fly. Also, Blaze Gilmore with a base hit, and Lance Hensler with an infield bunt single. And there's your 13 hits for the Eastern Eagles. They will play at Beaver Field in Lancaster. We'll be there for that one. And that will be, I believe, next Wednesday on 6-4. I was told by Hayden that was a 6 o'clock game. And so, Brian, as they bring out the awards here, Eastern, that's the district champs now. They'll move on to that's regional semifinal play next Wednesday. Your thoughts on today's game?
Well, I thought that Huntington came out really ready to play. Eastern looked a little flat at the beginning. Huntington grabs that 3-0 lead, not really doing anything fancy, just moving runners and scoring when they had the opportunities. And then Eastern kind of, put their foot down a little bit, had that 8-run 4th inning. And really that was the difference in the game. Eastern had the one big inning where they were just able to put hit after hit after hit. And you can see when things are going well for the Eagles, I mean, they can really hit the ball. And, they took advantage of all their opportunities. Ethan Edwards was able to hang in there as a pitcher. He made the pitches he needed to make to get outs in big opportunities. And, you get to this stage of tournament play, Rick, it doesn't have to be pretty. You're just trying to win. It doesn't matter how.
Yep.
And so I'm sure the Eastern coaching staff would look at this game and say, boy, we've got some things we need to clean up and work on. But on the other hand, you're moving on. You're in regional play. And every game's going to be a dogfight. That's just the way
And
it
they
is.
also have the option of pitching either pitcher they want, either Brady Rockhold or Ethan Edwards, or everybody's. It's not till next Wednesday.
I was thinking about that too. Yep. You get that 4-day break, as you say. You're going to have your pick of whoever you want, and you almost have to think of it like it's a 2-game tournament, right? So do you go with your number one in the semifinal, or do you hold him to the final? There's strategy, however the coaching staff wants to look at that.
All righty, that will do it. We're going to get off of here, and we'll be back. Let's see. They're giving out awards right now, so the Southern game probably will not start at 7 o'clock, but
maybe 7:15.
Maybe 7:15, 7:20ish. Yeah. We'll see. But anyway, will do it for us here in this game right here. It's 9-6 win for the Eastern Eagles. They advance to regional semifinal play at Beavers Field in Lancaster next Wednesday. A 6 o'clock game is what we were told. So if that changes, we'll let you know. And final score here from the VA Memorial Stadium, home of the Chillicothe Paints. Eastern 9, Huntsman of Huntington High School 6, and our Eastern Eagles are district champions. So for our crew here today, it's Corbin Wilbur on the camera outside, Julian Villar, our video operator, Brian Allen. I'm Rick Ash. God bless you, and have a great rest of the day here, because we got more coming up here on Total Media Sports YouTube. Thank you for listening and watching.
Thanks for watching the Meigs County Baseball Game of the Week live on Total Media Sports YouTube.